we started with our quads, and we're just gonna do nice and simple, heel to butt. And remember, we said he's gonna be a good model for this one. What happens? They start to rotate away, and we wanna keep everything in line. So we can come across here and use our whole forearm to kind of steer, where I can pull him towards me and I can push down with my elbow to keep him flat. I can go here. If I'm gonna do PNF, I'm most likely not gonna come here because his legs are a lot stronger than my arms. So now that we're getting ready for the PNF, I'm gonna get my body here and I'm gonna say, all right, go ahead and start kicking into me, push me backwards. Yep, push, 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 push. 3, 2, 1, beautiful, relax. And we go back into that stretch. We should be able to get a little bit deeper after that first contraction. You about to cramp?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So we did our first way on the quads. Then we had that quad like 2.0, the rectus femoris, the one that crosses the hip and the knee. So we can influence that one a little bit more if we bring that knee up. So I use my knee under theirs most of the time, or we can take a bolster, rolled up towel, something else to prop that knee up. And you can see even more now, he's gonna be rotating away. So we're using the same thing here where we steer him back into neutral, and we're gonna start bending that knee same as we did before, and we're not gonna get quite as far because we're influencing that rectus femoris, the tightest one. So from here, instead of him kicking me away, because I'm not really in a good position to fight that anymore, I want you to start crushing my leg with your leg. Drive your knee into the table. Yep, keep going, drive, 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 crush my leg, keep going, push, push, 3, 2, 1, good. Relax. And we can take up a little bit more of that slack. Remember, 30 seconds, 6 to 8 second contraction, then another 30 seconds. So those are our 2 quads. Then we moved to the calf. We briefly kind of went over doing this toe extension stretch for our toe extensors by putting them into flexion. So we can kind of grab the toes and really force them into flexion there. Didn't really do a whole lot with that one. Then we're going to our calves, specifically our soleus on these ones because the knee is bent. So we did this one a couple ways. We did our long lever way where I use this big old chicken wing here and I grab around and I start to really put my weight into it and tuck my elbow into my side. I'm not gonna do, if I'm gonna do PNF for this one, I'm not gonna do it from this position. It's just too difficult to fight, right? We also said we can get the toes involved a little bit more. We're just gonna switch our position here a little bit. Get his heel in my shoulder, nice. And we're gonna hand over hand. We really can start cranking down, and you can, on a lot of people, you can feel that plantar fascia tighten up there, right underneath my pointer finger. Same deal here though. If I'm doing PNF, I'm not gonna do it from here. It's just a little bit too difficult to fight. If I'm gonna do PNF for soleus, or if it's someone who's really stiff and I don't weigh enough or I'm not strong enough to get it those other ways, I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna get my foot, I'm gonna get up nice and tall, right? I don't wanna be here. I don't have a wide enough base of support, especially when he starts kicking up against me. I'm gonna be like all over the place. So I want a wide base and I wanna be up tall. I'm gonna get palms of my hand on the balls of his feet. I don't wanna be on his heels. I'm not gonna have the leverage I need. So I'm gonna get down here towards the bottom, towards the ball of the foot, and we just start slowly. Again, my elbows are all the way extended so that my arms aren't doing anything here. I'm just leaning my body weight in. We'll get him to that good stretch, that 4, 5, 6. All right, and now what we're gonna do, just like pressing on a gas pedal, I want you to start pressing into my hand, bring your toes up towards the ceiling. Yep, keep going, push, 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 lift me up, 3, 2, 1, beautiful. and we ease back into that, and we should be able to get a little further. Then we said, okay, we're done with our soleus, but we need to do gastroc, so we need the knee to be straight, which means we're gonna keep you on your stomach, but we're gonna slide you down towards this bottom end of the table, get your ankles and a little bit of your shins hanging off the edge of the table for me. You won't be there for too long, that's perfect. And we said, if possible, and we have we're lucky enough to have an electric table, we want his toes to line up pretty much right with the top of my kneecap. We want a little bit of bend in the knee because we don't want to hyperextend it. We're gonna have a hand here to make sure we don't hyperextend. I want this foot underneath the table, and from here, keeping that knee from hyperextending, we're just gonna start to slowly lean our body weight in. I'm putting more and more of my weight onto my left foot. So we get him to that stretch, and I'm kind of pulling him towards me a little bit so that he's not getting pushed away from me quite as much. Now, same thing as the other one. Just start to slowly gas pedal, push into me, push, 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 push me backwards, push me backwards. 3, 2, 1. Boom. A little bit further. Okay. Now we're gonna flip you on your back.